Are you missing a cable?
I'm not sure where I packed it.
I haven't seen.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of our cycle across Africa. In this episode, we cross from Botswana into South Africa. Not a border crossing we're particularly looking forward to. We're trying to look for somewhere to sleep. Everywhere around here is super expensive. 600 pula, which is like almost $50 for a cheap, crappy guest house. So we're going to ask at the police station now, but our hopes are not high because it's super busy and their car park is packed, which is where we would normally have to camp. But let's try. Good morning. It's about 6:20 in the morning. We had a nice night at the police station, slept well. We're off early because we want to avoid the midday heat again. And today we cross into South Africa. This is a crossing I can't say I'm looking forward to. I think we've met about 40 people so far on our journey, Africans who have worked in South Africa. And I don't think anyone's ever said anything good about the country. Only that crime is out of control and we need to be really careful. It's meant to be quite dangerous when we cross the border, and then it should get less dangerous with every consecutive city until Cape Town, where it gets more dangerous again. Yeah, I guess there's not a lot we can do apart from just try and cycle quickly. The way we're treated has kind of changed as we've gotten closer to the South African border, and I can't really blame the people, because when you do see the white residents here in the supermarket, especially the older generation, they behave like apartheid never ended. Like really absolutely disgusting behaviour. Old guys walking into the supermarket, alright boy, you need to go and get me you know, we're also outsiders here, so I don't know what the right thing to do is, because even these old guys scare the fuck out of me as well. So I don't know how to deal with that. So yeah, people aren't that happy to see us, but it's completely understandable. Anyway, off to South Africa. I hope I don't regret this. This is the no man's land between Botswana and South Africa. We've been stamped out. Everything was good on that side. Let's see what happens on this side. And we cycled about 30 or 40k into Mahikeng, which is the first big city. The city looked quite run down. It was a bit like an American city that had been built 20, 30 years ago and then just left for cracks to form in the concrete and for things to feel a bit run down. There were very wide highways and lots of huge shopping malls featuring the holy trinity of Burger King, KFC and McDonald's, which we hadn't seen yet in Africa. If we were anywhere that was populated, there was always a very tense atmosphere that could be cut with a knife. We try and kind of interact with people, but it seemed society there was kind of divided into white people, mixed race, or coloureds as they're called in South Africa, which includes people from India or Pakistan, and then black people. And it seemed the black people didn't want to talk to us, which was understandable unless they were working somewhere in a shop or wherever. And interactions we had with white people were almost completely negative. It was instantly the stereotype of, yeah, you need to be careful of the blicks, over and over again, every single interaction we had. And we didn't want to be associated with these people. So it seemed the sweet spot of kind of people we could have nice interactions with were people who were mixed race or originally from India or Pakistan. If I'd spoken Afrikaans with a white guy, I'd feel like a piece of shit, but with a mixed race guy, it feels kind of cool. I did manage to have some conversations using Afrikaans, speaking Dutch with a South African accent, and that just about being enough to have a conversation with people. That was cool, but for the most part, anywhere that was populated, we kind of needed to be in and out, buy our stuff and get out again kind of thing. Once we're in the countryside, that was where we could kind of relax a bit. And it was just lots of long straight roads going from city to city, which did get progressively safer as we left the border. But yeah, there was lots of anxiety anytime we were coming up to a kind of settlement because things were very unpredictable there. There was a lot of drug use, people smoking from crack pipes, and yeah, I guess I'll go into more detail in further videos, but most of South Africa was just about covering distance so we could get somewhere where we'd be safe. We didn't wild camp, and even if we wanted to, everything is barbed wired off. There were at least some affordable campgrounds, but for the most part the only options were guest houses, where we tried to choose guest houses that sounded like they're owned by a black person. If there's any guest house with a kind of Dutch surname as the name of guest house, we weren't choosing it. And this tactic was kind of successful half the time, but yeah, more often than not we would end up checking and then being lectured by the old white generation about how we're going to get raped and blah blah blah. Anyway, I'll go into more detail about everything in the next video, but these were our first impressions of South Africa after crossing the border. Anyway, I'll see you next week for our journey deep into the South African interior. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.